morning, ITS. How you doing? I'm Madrid and
Mario.
we're here today, so we're going to do some instructional, this video on a cap weave. I'm going to instruct Mario on how to do a cap weave. This is something he's been asking me about for a long time, so now he's ready to start doing this service. We're going to give you a great service. It's going to be a little basic, so some of you may have seen it before if you've ever been in one of my classes some years ago. This is how we're going to start off with our cap weave. So this is the cap that's on top of the hair, and then we adjusted the cap. I want to go over that and just show you how that's done. Now this is going to be done on any lady that you want to do a cap weave on. Although there are a lot of ways to mold the hair down prior to putting the cap on, and that depends on the length of that person's hair. In this case, the hair was short, so we just molded it back with a molding gel, placed the cap on top of it, and then adjusted the cap. This is what the cap looks like. It's a basic nylon cap. Now, if you wanted to do, this one is going to be one that won't come off the lady's head. But if you wanted to do a cap weave that you wanted to take it off, you would start with a plastic cap or make a plastic mold on the head, and you would put this over the hair and place the cap on top of the plastic. And again, sometimes, I know this is not perfect, but on some ladies the cap is larger. So if that happens, then you can take the cap, pull it up higher, like this. You want to take your bonding glue, this is something else you need to do in service. Place the bonding glue on the hair, on the cap, excuse me. And then take this, put your fingers here at the base, and fold the top down like that. Take your blow dryer and dry it, and that will keep it down, and it would look like something similar to this. Because this head is so small and some of the caps are really large. So you're going to need your model or your client. You're going to mold the hair back. You need a cap, and then you need bonding glue. The bonding glue is going to go on the weft, and then the weft is going to be attached to the hair. So what I did today, since we had some technical difficulties in starting the service, I pre-cut some of the sizes of the hair starting at the base, which this first piece is going to go down here. And by pre-cutting it, and I placed a smaller piece first, then all I'm going to do is turn them over, place it back on the table, and we're going to pick it up and be able to place them better. I'm going to put bonding glue here. And to do your bonding glue, you're just going to put a nice amount. It's not going to be real super heavy, but you want to make sure it's enough on there that's going to stick and last, something about like that. So I'm going to give this to Mario. I'm going to bond the hair, and he's going to place the hair. I gave him some examples as to where to put it earlier. Right, he's putting it right in the center in the back. And then he's going to hold it there. Now, in some cases, you may need a blow dryer in order to keep that bond on a nice seal. All right, don't be nervous. You'll be all right. Give it a little pat here and there if you need to. Now, anytime you can take the dryer's going to automatically put it on a nice warm temperature. It's going to automatically seal that hair. So I've already shown them how to attach this about 1/4 inch apart for each one when you're starting at the nape. And then as you go up the head form, then it's going to increase in size to maybe a 1/2 inch or so. All right, here you go. So we're doing it like this so we can get this done quick, because these services don't take that long, but it's not a service that you can do super fast. We're going to cut the time down today. So now, cap weaves are good for ladies with short hair and they want a long hairstyle, or ladies with long hair and they want to rock a nice funky short hairdo, or even for ladies that may be cancer patients or something like that, that we want to make sure that they're self-esteem is feeling good, and so we can do this and we can design this for anybody. Now again, this is a more basic one, but they get very intricate as you go. What we did today though, we alternated. We have a darker brown and a lighter brown just to keep the hair, to give it a little highlight. But basically again, you're going to just put this bonding right on the weft. That's right on the edge of the weft here. And you want to make sure it's nice and even. Now all of us have somebody in our clientele that you can sell this service to. Now in the salon with me, I do this service for about, okay, don't put your finger on the glue.
Okay.
Hold on. See, he put his finger on the glue. So now what's going to happen is when he gets ready to put this on there, he's going to get glue in the hair. So you don't want that to happen. So make sure that you start here on the edge, because these are pre-sized, and come across the back. I'm going to place this one for you. We're going to start to get a little straighter now. We started off with the placement kind of concave, but now we're going to get a straighter system coming up the back of the head more. And particularly as we go on top of the ear. Now this cap, so you want to stay, this could have come out a little bit more. You want to stay maybe 1/8 of an inch away from the edge. And I know I'm instructing him very well, but Mario is.
I get nervous.
Don't get nervous, Mario.
It's my first time making it.
This is his first time. He's been asking about this for years. We used to do this on all the shows we used to do. For the models that had long hair, we needed some short looks. We couldn't cut their hair, so we started making cap weaves. And even from there, Mario's always wanted to do this. So when he told me he needed to do this service, I told him I would instruct him. So just grab it on the edge like that. Don't be so nervous. It's all right.
I got you.
It's going to be okay.
I got you.
Now, how far up is that? It might be a little too high. Take it off for me. Okay, that's perfect. Perfect. Now you notice he just adjusted that piece. Now if the bond is not sealed, you can adjust it and move it. Once it's sealed, you cannot move it. The only thing that will take it off is an oil product or either bonding glue remover. Here's the next one. Oh, look at it. It's pro style now. You go, dude.
Yeah, whatever. Okay, we'll keep it straight, right?
Straight. Now, I'm going to start right here and just wrap right across to the other side.
All right. Sounds good.
Mario's a pro. Look at him go. Hey, I was a poet and I didn't know it.
A poet.
A poet, that's right. Rhyming, man. I didn't say rapping, I said rhyming. Poet and don't know it.
Poet and don't know it. Now, what I was just curious, because what if the mannequin head seems like it's not always fully balanced? Will you run into that when you're doing like real hair?
Yes.
Okay.
So the thing about placing the wefts is what's going to be more important than anything. So like this one, we're going to come all the way out to the edge here. On some of yours, you should have came out a little bit more. And see how it wraps around the other side, and it's pretty straight there, see?
Okay.
So as long as your placement of the pieces, the wefts, then you can you can adjust for any positioning on the head. Now if her hair is flat on the back, then you may have to add more pieces on the back. And if you want to cut a bob with some layers so you have more weight down there. So the reason why we're doing this now, so we can just have some nice natural fall. So the hair is falling very nice, very natural. So by the time we get ready to cut it and style it, then it'll be just like a person's regular head of hair.
You said if they're flat here, so if you're adding more hair, will that build up?
It'll build up, yes, unacceptable, exactly.
Okay.
And if they're protruding a lot right there, you may not want to put a lot of hair there. You may want to adjust the hair on top a little more than on the bottom, because that's going to make the bottom stand out too much too. So now I'm just holding the hair and I'm just running right down the line and getting the hair the bonding glue. And I'm going to pause right there and turn it over because I don't want to get this on my shirt. Here you go, sir.
All right.
Now, I'm going to put my mink on right now. You like my mink? This is pretty much how I wear it in the salon. If I'm doing hair like this, I just wear the hair as I go. It's easier to grab. I know it may look a little weird, but it's okay. You'll figure it out as you go.
Now,
Okay.
if you were doing this by yourself, you would have the hair like that.
Yes, I would have the hair like this. I would cut, bond it, and move right in it.
Okay.
And since I'm using two different types of hair, I have two different wefts. One is a little lighter, one's a little darker.
Okay.
So that's the lighter one, so now I want to get the darker piece for the next. You see the difference in the color. So, I'm going to pre-size a few more of these. I'm going to come right out to the edge, Mario.
Okay.
Now, as we come up the back of the head form, we can start increasing the size a little bit between each track. So this is going to be about a ½ inch, but we're going to come all the way out to the edge on the other side. So that's a pre-cut. Now we're going to take our lighter piece. I'm going to bring that up. And now when we get to the back, make sure that you don't bring this hair way up like this. We want to keep it straight, okay? A straight line, straight around to the other side. Because when we get to the top, we're going to need to make an adjustment to make our closure. And we want to make sure that the hair is not up high like this because that's going to mess up where you want to close the doll. Now when we get there, I'm going to tell you more about the closures because there's closures that you can actually buy from the store that's pre-made. There also are like lace front closures. I don't particularly advise that on a cap weave because this is kind of disposable. She's going to wear this for a couple of weeks and she's going to get under the shampoo bowl and it's going to come off because you're going to trash it. If you're going to do something with lace fronts, then you may want to consider sew-in weaves or something like that, which are classes we're going to bring back too. I'm going to offer this class right here and give you this basic form, but also give you 5 different techniques on cap weaves, and they get a little more advanced. We can do cap weaves where you have a natural part. We can do cap weaves where you have a full frontal. There's a lot of different cap weaves, different angles that you place the hair to come up with different styles. We're going to offer that to you for $2.99 for that course. And then that day, we're going to learn 5 different types and techniques on doing cap weaves. So now I'm going to continue here. I'm going to bond the hair, and Mario's going to take over. So if you have any questions, please ask your question.
Did we get anybody on here?
And then we'll get your questions answered. All right, Mario, here you go. Now we're going to go about, start right here on the edge, right? Start on one side. That's perfect. Now keep it straight. Bring this down. Bring it down here. Yeah. Keep it straight. And it should match to the other side. If it's a little long, we can just snip that end off. Once you pre-size it, and if you don't place it in the same place, of course, it may seem a little long on one side or the other side.
But you never try to approach it from the back, so you're always supposed to.
No, you want to go from side to side so you can make sure the angle is straight. If you start from the back, then you may end up too high or too low. And in this technique, we want the pieces to be straight. We don't want them convex or concave, meaning going up in a U shape or down in a, what other shape can that be? Upside down U shape.
Right.
All right, here we go. Start here on the side again. And I'm going to hold this. And I'm going to come, now I'm going to stay closer to the bottom here because I'm going to come out higher on the front. So you see how that still makes it look very straight there.
Right. Yeah, that's good.
Okay? So now, the higher I come on the front, I might need a little heat there. You want to keep that straight, so the higher you come up on the front, stay a little lower here, because we're going to start going around the doll in a moment to get to our closure. So I'm going to talk to you about that once we get this next piece on. So this can move pretty fast if you have hair like a mink. Will help you to move faster.
So when you said earlier about having the cap inside there, if you put it on a cap, the plastic cap underneath, could you keep that as a temporary wig?
Yes, that would be just like a wig, a cap wig. This is a cap weave, that would be a cap wig. So this next piece we're going to put here again. And I'm going to come around, turn the mannequin.
Turn the mannequin.
Okay, perfect. And we're going to place it just a little lower on the back and place it all the way forward to that line. Alright, now we're going to find out what's the best place to close this particular doll or this client. Now if you're doing a bob or something, and we still want natural fall, this may be a little higher, a little lower, but don't worry about that. It'll be okay when we come back. Make sure this head is straight too, it's a little one-sided. Now, if you place your comb here on the top of that person's head, you can see where the highest point is, where the apex is. On a normal shaped head that's not too high, you know, the bone structure comes too high, or not too flat, that would be a good place to close it for natural fall. Then you can create your hairstyle based on that natural fall. If you're doing something that's going to be, and if the person has like a very high forehead, then you may want to find where that center area is, and you may move forward about a quarter inch or so, and then you may make your closure around here, right? So because you don't want to do bangs with your closure coming from way back here, because it has to travel so far forward, it won't look natural. Now, and then if you want something that's going to be fuller and have more volume, and say they have the top of their head comes up to a point, then you can find the center point and then maybe come back about a half inch or so behind, so that you can't see that closure based on that person's bone structure. Make sense?
Makes sense.
And then in that one, now when you create your finished hairdo, you can get as much volume as you want. So this lady, or this mannequin head is pretty small, so we're going to come up to the top, and we're going to see, based on where the center part is, if you measure her nose and try to come straight up to the crown area, and then place your comb there, then that's going to be a good place for us to close. You can cheat and just put a little mark right there. Then that way, you're going to work towards that being your closure. Actually, right about there. So now, we're going to take our piece. This is our lighter piece, so we're going to go with a darker piece. And now we're going to start moving the hair in a circle. So I'm going to bond this hair, and Mario's going to help me place the hair as we go, okay?
All right.
Now, depending on the closure type that you're going to use, you're going to make like a plug or just use one piece to close, then it's important which direction you want to go. If you're right-handed, it's always good to go from the left to the right, because when you get to the top, you can close it like you turn in a corkscrew or something. If you're left-handed, it's good to go from the right to the left, but either way works, okay? Either way works. So we're right-handed, so if we go this way, so we're going to start here, and now see we're a little high and a little low, so we're going to make a little adjustment there. We're going to make a piece from here, we're going to bring it right across under that other piece so that we line that up better, okay?
All right.
So we're going to, and like I said earlier, you can make all kind of adjustments when you're doing this particular service. If it seems thinner on one side, or if you want to have a hairdo that's a little more asymmetrical, or something like that, then you can do and just add more hair on one side and less on the other. So why don't you hold that and put the dryer on there. Get out of the camera, man.
All right, I got you.
Trying to hog all the cameras in.
Oh man, sorry about that. Hold it there. You got it.
All right. Don't slide it with your fingers. Keep it in one place. When you put it on, and if you move your finger, it's going to slide. Okay. Keep it in one place. Now we're going to put one more piece here and here, because we want to keep this on a nice circle as much as possible. So now, what we're doing is making adjustments. So I think Mario's doing a great job for his first time out. So these small adjustments don't take much time at all. So we're going to take this one here from this section. We're going to bring it close to the front and just lay it right there. Okay, try that for me. Placement is very, very important, especially when you get ready to do your finished cut and style. You want this hair to have the best natural fall as possible. So now if you look at that now, it looks perfectly round again. Okay?
If you get confused about it, can you just look at the hair and it'll tell you kind of where the natural fall should be?
Yeah, it could. You could. But well, the type of hair too. Now, if we were using a hair that had more texture to it,
Okay.
then we would be able to not worry so much about it because it's building up volume.
Right.
We're going to dry that a little bit. All right. So now we're going to take our hair and let lower the mannequin some.
You're tall. I thought you were tall enough.
I'm all right. That's good. Okay, so I'm just doing this so I can see what side I want to bond the hair on, because that's important too, depending on the direction you're going. So I'm going to start in the middle of this weft right here. And Mario's going to help me place it. Just like the rest of them, just want to make sure we get the glue right on the edge of the weft, right where the hair is sewn together. So I think we're doing pretty good with time. And again, we apologize for the delay in starting. Now, I'm going to start, Mario, and you're just going to help me lead. I'm going to tell you, we're going to start away from the front of the hair because we want to keep a natural fall. Put your finger right there.
Okay.
Just hold it here. Don't smash it. Now I'm going to lead myself by how I put it. Try not to get in front of the camera. And I'm leading the hair as I go based on where I want it. And I'm going to continue now. If you were doing this by yourself, you would still lead the hair the same way. Let me show them what I mean by that. 1 second.
Okay.
Just hold on. I'm just kind of getting enough hair that I can manipulate. I'll do it for a second. So I'm placing my finger here where I want to start. Now keeping the hair low or high is very important. I hope you can see that. I'm keeping it a little low as I come around the circle, and then I elevate slightly when I come around. You notice that move there? I'm keeping it straight. And when I want to make a curve, I bring it up and place it where I want it. And I lead right behind it. Bring it up, place it where I want it, bring it up. So I'm actually leading the hair where I want it to be. Okay, can you find that for me? Okay, don't smash too much on it because if you smash, you're going to smash the glue out. So you just want to lightly touch it. When you're leading it, just lightly touch it and hold it. Okay? So I'm going to come around one more time and then I'm going to change the hair.
Will you be able to get the top of that
The video?
in the video for us? Can you see the top now? So it's a continuous circle. There's no more cutting.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, it's easy. You could cut it, but it's easier if you just make a continual movement out of it. Now just watch how I just bring my fingers and then lift it a little and just leading the hair where I want it to go. There you go. I'm going to cut this. I'm going to get the other hair. Now this is the area we want to close, so we're going to continue in this circle till we get to that part right there. So we want to make sure that we continue here. So this is where we're going to start. And since the bond is going on that side, we're going to start just slightly away from the end, just to get enough to get started. And then we'll continue to add the bonding glue and lead the hair the same way as we go.
You're saying anybody that's going through a hard time with cancer or something like that?
Oh, this is perfect for a quick way to customize. Okay, it's not too hard, but keep your finger right here. Okay, right here. Yeah, this is a great technique, and it's affordable. And that lady can now come out of her house. You can feel very comfortable with. Come down with the heat so a little more. You want to make sure that dries, okay?
Does it get harder to dry as it gets more rounded, or no?
Well, it's basically bonding glue is like liquid rubber.
Okay.
So if it's not dry, it's just going to keep sliding.
Okay.
And you want to make sure that we don't have so much glue that it's seeping out.
Right.
Because it'll seep onto the hair underneath, and then it'll club the hair up, and you won't be able to comb through it. All right.
I need a holster.
All right, so we're going to keep moving on with this. Mario, you can keep your finger right here where that finger is back there. So I don't break this while I'm bonding it. And I'm going to come out enough because we're going to change the hair again in a minute until whichever color runs out. This is just to keep that same technique going. So of course it's easier to do this with two people, but you can do this by yourself. And I'll be teaching you how to do that. We have some very advanced techniques on this. So again, this is your where you begin the service. And then as we get started, come up, follow me there. Now remember how I'm lifting the hair to place it? If you don't lift it, then the hair is not going to go where you want it to go. Now in the back, I'm staying closer to the back because I don't want to come too close to my closure part. Let's say I bought the hair this side and I came so high that, cut me the finger here for a minute. I came so high that I cut it off. So you want to make sure you keep it in that nice succession all the way around till you get to the point that you want to close. So how much hair do we have? I'm going to go around another time with this. Now also, as you go, you want to make sure that you keep your hair combed out. Because if the hair bunches up, then again, it can make it a little challenging. Alright, so we're going to keep this process up. We're going to be done here in about 10 minutes.
So I'm going to help you in salon?
Well, I work with assistants, so I have a couple of people. No, I do. I mean, I do it by myself too. I mean, on certain days I have one of my daughters. I have 3 daughters that are hairdressers, and on any given day I can have one of them. I'm going to move around, you come around this way. Okay. So this is how I'm leading it myself. You see how I'm doing it? I'm just kind of walking. So if she was in a chair, you just kind of walk around the chair, lift in place. Excuse me for getting in front of the camera. Lift in place. All right, give me some heat there. And continue. So we're coming fast to a finish. That's too much hair.
What happens if you do get it on the hair when you're?
Then you need to get it out as soon as you can, like right there.
Okay.
Just take this, hold the hair behind me, I'm gonna pull my finger forward. All right. That's the scene that you're not supposed to see. All right, we're going to continue. Okay, give me some heat there.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to cut the hair now and take the darker hair. Shears coming in like over here. Oh, Mario, it's your finger.
Scared me for a minute.
It scared me. Okay, where's her face? Let's make sure we know where her face is. Bring her back in the center here. So, there's her face. Make sure we're still on point with when we're going to close her. Yeah, we're still doing good. All right.
So this is what we're going to close with here on top.
We may change one more time, but yeah. Get in there.
Might want to get this for us when we get right into that middle section. Just because he makes a perfect little plug. And
yeah, we can use a plug, or we can use a couple of different techniques. I don't want to give them all up on camera today. Then you won't want to come to my class. So I can't give you everything, but I can give you enough to get started. So we're going to place this right here where we left off. So keep that finger there nice and secure. Give me some heat on that. Going down with the heat. So I'm going just a little bit slower because I'm a little more deliberate now on where I want this placement. Remember, as you go, you want to make sure you're combing this hair free of tangles.
When are you offering your classes?
I have to get with Jerry to get the exact date, but it'll probably be enough time that people can get the money together or whatever. So I have to confirm with Jerry what date that'll be, but probably in the next 90 days, 60 days or so. Pretty soon.
Where will they be able to find out about your classes?
I guess they can go online to ITS. We'll put all the information to all the schools. And they'll be able to get that information. Okay, so we're going to just go ahead and close with this piece so I can give them one technique. So we're going to continue. Here's a little crooked. We're going to keep going with this. Now we want to be careful how far out we place the bonding glue now. So we're going to go maybe 2 inches or an inch at a time. By that I mean the distance that we take it on the weft. Because we don't want to go too far and then okay, so I'm going to walk around. Mario, just come behind me. And notice how I just take my finger and I lift the hair to the placement that I want. Okay, and then
So this is a crucial part.
yes. So it's very important now as we're getting into our finish. Keep the hair up high. Let your finger come behind your placement. Lift the hair up high. Place your finger. Don't smash your finger in there too much because you don't want to smash glue all over the place. And you want to take your comb and comb the hair smooth, because as you're moving that hair around like that, you're kind of forming and manipulating the hair to hold fast in that place. So if you don't keep the hair combed out in a natural fall, then it can buckle up on you. That makes sense? And you have like a buckle like that, and you don't want to have that. You want to keep it as smooth as possible. You see that's still very smooth, it's very flat. Okay? We're still right in line with our closure, so we're doing good. So now, a couple of things we can do. We want to take this and we're going to come around maybe one more pass until we get it to about right there. Then I'll talk to you about a couple of different ways to close it. Now remember, this is a remember this bonding glue, it's not going to come off your clothes, so Don't get it on your clothes, please. All right, keep the hair up high. That's my lead finger here. I'm bringing the hair up and I'm placing it down using these two fingers and my thumb a little bit too. Okay, so here we are. If you look up there, you see that that circle there is pretty small now. So now we talk about how to close this. There's a couple ways. You can make what we call a plug, or we can make a kind of a rollback technique, and I'm going to do that one today. And I need to determine how much hair I'm going to need to do this. So I'm going to cut the hair off right here, longer, further away than what I need. So when I'm rolling it back, I'm anticipating that's going to be a good amount there. I'm going to roll this hair back like this.
You roll pretty good there.
Yeah, what are you trying to say, Mario? I've rolled a few things in my life. Yes, I used to float on.
I got you.
No, you don't have to do it now. They're prefab now. Just go to the medical clinic and it's already rolled for you. Oh, my bad. So this, I just had to kind of loosen the hair up so it can start going in this circle for me, because what I'm actually doing now is measuring the space. Just keep sliding, but don't worry about it. We're going to win in the end, trust me. And this hair is synthetic hair, I believe, so. Now by rolling back, you see I'm just kind of rolling this hair back more and more, because I want to see if this is going to fit in that circle right there, like that. So it's a little bit longer than we need. So we're going to cut about.
What do you mean by longer? How did you know that was long?
It's too big to
Okay,
fit
too
in
big.
there.
Okay, got you. The
So,
circle.
so I left it a little longer. If I cut it too short, then it would sit in the middle and it wouldn't be as even
Okay.
or have a natural fit. So I may have to cut it back again, I don't know. But we want to make sure that, and sometimes you have to do this. I'm doing this to soften that lead up, because this is manufactured hair. So sometimes it can be a little stiff. So now I'm going to take it again, and I'm going to do the same thing. And I'm going to keep doing this until I get it where it's going to fit right in that little circle. And then when I see that it's going to fit, I'm going to put a little bit of bonding glue on it. And I'm going to roll it again. This is sliding terribly. I'm sorry. Online. But this is slick hair. Be careful when you're buying hair and it says human hair, because underneath it might say blend or something. And that means it's really synthetic hair with maybe 10% human hair. So it's really not hair, it's fibers. And that's what we have here. Okay, now let's see if that's going to fit. So if I do this, can you see that? And I have my little hair here, and if I come right around and just turn that in like a bottle cap, and if it fits well, then I say, oh yeah, okay, I got it. So now I'm going to close it. A little bit of bonding glue. Now you don't want but a very small amount now, okay? You don't want it have it where it's seeping. You just want to really just lightly glaze it. I'm taking that and moving it down. I don't want a lot. So be careful right now so it don't just glop out on you. hold that for me. Now I'm going to roll the hair again, and now I'm going to roll it more deliberately. If you think it's too much, just run your finger on there and take some of that glue off. The glue won't stick to your hands, but it'll stick to your clothes and stuff, so be careful. I'm going to roll this back.
I always wondered why you kept your nails long. That helps.
You know what? You're going to dig on me. One time I'm going to dig these nails right in the side of your face.
But it does help, though.
Yeah, it does. So I'm rolling this tighter now. And when I say more deliberate is I want this weft to stay right where I put it. So I'm coming on both sides, making sure it's nice and even. This mannequin is actually a little higher than I like. If I was in the salon, I would have it where it wasn't as high. Okay, now Mario,
Okay.
I want you to take and just give me a drop of bonding glue in there. Don't make a puddle. Just give me a little bit. No, just
I know,
yeah.
just
Go ahead. That's good. That
Sorry.
might be a little too much.
Sorry.
That's okay. Mario did it. I'm taking some out. Just take it right out with my thumb. Okay, now I'm going to take this piece here, and I'm going to manipulate this piece, and I'm going to turn it right in there. Now I need that rat tail comb. And holding that piece right there in place. Now I'm going to take this rat tail comb, and I'm going to distribute the hair around that piece I just put in. And I'm going to make sure that it's in that circle. I'm going to comb the hair out. Now you're going to need some spritz. And you gotta have spritz. Nothing else works. It has to be Expressive Essence Spritz. Now, also, if you buy this today, I'll give you a spritz. If you buy a spritz, 2 spritz, or 1 spritz and 1 thermal mist, I'll give you a 3rd item free. Now we're going to put this spritz right here in the crown. Going to hold a finger, and the spritz is going to fuse this hair together. We're going to comb it. Remember, we're going to keep the hair combed out to keep the tangles out. Now I gave y'all some big time game for free today, so I can help Mario learn how to do this cap weave, and he's done a great job.
We can do a basic haircut too. We don't have to do nothing
Now, yeah, we're going to have too much time. Now, if we can bring the camera back up to the top here, so we can see what we have. And when we talk about a perfect closure, that's because you don't want your lady to look like she got a teepee on the top of her head or got a bad weave. Now look at that. Now what you're going to do is take your shears, and you're going to get these little pieces of hair, and you have successfully completed your cap weave. Where are you? Hey! Perfect, Mario.
Yeah. All right. You're good.
All right, there you have it. That's your cap weave. So now she's ready for cutting and styling. You can give her a nice long cut, or you can give her a nice short cut. It doesn't matter, but it's perfect in every dimension. Nice and smooth, no bulk, very smooth, very sleek. Great job, Mario. All right.
Thank you very much. you
So
guys.
now we're going to do these classes at ITS. We don't have a date yet, but if you want to get involved in this one you just learned how to do it. So from here, I can move you into a more advanced technique. We have at least 5 techniques that I want to teach you. It's going to be $2.99 for the class, but it's going to be well worth it. We're going to supply the hair. You need a mannequin, so you need your own mannequin head. But we'll supply the hair, the glue, the cap, and then you can take it all the way through to a finished look, a finished haircut. And again, you're going to need this spritz to do this. So if you don't have any spritz, you can pick up some spritz here for $8.50 a bottle. If you buy a spritz, 2 spritz, or a spritz and a thermal mist, we'll give you a third item free. Maybe a glossifier or something like that. Your choice, all right? So thank you. Mario, come over here, man. I'll show you this. So from ITS headquarters in Tempe, Arizona, Madrid and Mario.
All right, thank you.